in the news and just track trends and find new niches and develop services around them and new businesses around them. And this is his company. It's called Chemical Pollution Control. And I mean, this is as like opposite of me as you can get, like just being able to like get your head around like a business like this. This was during the time when hazardous materials were just starting to be known as a bad thing, that they had to be dealt with appropriately. And he was right there on the forefront of that, helping businesses all over the country deal with their hazardous waste. He was also right ahead of the AHERA regulations that we all deal with still. You do your 3-year triennial inspections for asbestos, you do your 6-month surveillances. But at the beginning, when the AHERA regulations came out, every school district had to do an original management plan, which was basically the map, every space that the district had and where the asbestos was. And it was really like the Bible for asbestos throughout school buildings. He did a slew of these on Long Island. He's, his company. So I say all this just to give you a sense of super technical, super visionary, super just ahead of his time. And it's not a knock on myself, but I don't have these qualities. I mean, that was unique to him. So, that was different. In addition, this is just a picture I found my mom showed me recently. I drew this when I was little, and it says, "My daddy is very, very big." He was 6'5", a very, dominating presence. He was a force. He was a type A alpha male. So, again, different from me in the way he carried himself, in the way that he, just ran the business. People, he commanded a certain respect, and he was very forceful in his delivery of things. A marshmallow inside, but, nonetheless. So differences between the two of us, I wanted to establish that for all of you, because that's what's going to come into play in a minute. So I joined in 2001. Here's a picture of us at a company fishing trip. Everything's going well. He's doing the technical and the financial side of the business. I'm doing the marketing, and I'm doing business development. So we really complemented each other. Here I am at a school superintendent's conference in 2008, chance meeting with Governor Patterson at the time. I just threw these in for fun, because I'm doing my thing, he's doing his thing, everything's working out well. And then in 2011, we hit a lot of great company milestones together. This is me with the Sachem School District Board and Administration. We won a big rebate check for them for energy. And if you're not familiar with Sachem, they're one of the largest suburban school districts in New York State. It was always like a dream of ours to get any kind of business with them, and we never had, and we were able to, get that project together. So it was great times. And then 2015 came. So we've been working together about 15 years at this point. And he was wanting to retire. And he was like, look, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, he deserved it. He was able to retire at that age, and he wanted to exit the business. And he was talking to me about taking it over. And this is really hard to talk about in retrospect, but I really had convinced myself that, I'm not the person to do this. Even though we worked together for 15 years, even though he was my mentor, went on all the sales calls together, he taught me a lot. I had kind of convinced myself that because I am not like him, because I don't operate like him, and my personality is different from him, and I'm not technical whatsoever, and he was very good financially with the business, and again, that's not my thing. I was convinced that there was no way that was going to work out. I'm happy here with him, but without him, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And so We actually started screening, again, it's very hard to believe, standing here today that we were doing this back then, but we started screening resumes of people outside the company who we would hire to take his place as the owner of our family business, because I fought him so hard that I was not qualified and I was not the one. I can see the resumes in my mind right now. I can see them. And it's just, I'm in disbelief standing here right now that we went that far. We didn't go too far into it. We had just started the process, but that was the path we were going down. And then, during that same year, I got a phone call that changed everything. I was at home, I was getting ready to go to a football fundraiser at a local bar for my son's football team. He was 10 at the time. It was just another night. It was like a Friday night. And my mom called and she said, Dad has stomach cancer. And he hadn't been feeling 100%, but they were just doing the regular tests and things like that, and it was nothing major, and we didn't think it was anything other than, you just, old age, things happen and things change in your body. And he was 66 at the time. So when we got that call, if anyone here has been through something like this, it's one of those moments that just strikes you to the